Morgan Brown, Utika Patel,
Sarah Presley,
Sam Dutilly,
Zoe Larson-Harris, Fiona Johnston,
Grayson Alley,
Erica Storm,
Sam Farmer,
Jonah Coldwater,
William Avalar,
Reuben Miller.
All right!
Dear Mr. Parker, this letter, written on behalf of the young people and adults across North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia, the U.S., and the world who have been demanding climate action from our policymakers and corporations, states our position regarding divestment of Wells Fargo from fossil fuel companies.
Yeah! Dangerous oil and fracked gas pipelines aren't built on their own. We stand in solidarity with Indigenous leaders, Black and Brown people, and frontline communities that have been leading the climate movement while bearing the brunt of climate impacts. We stand in solidarity with Virginia, West Virginia, and North Carolina communities fighting eminent domain overreach with the Atlantic Coast and Mountain Valley pipelines and MVP's Southgate extension. These projects tread on the rights of private landowners and threaten communities' air and water quality, while locking us into catastrophic climate change by releasing greenhouse gases and stranding assets in fossil fuels for the next half-century.
Climate science clearly demands we keep carbon and methane in the ground and invest in clean, renewable energy. Last October, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change released a sobering report on the devastating impacts our world will face if we go beyond the 1.5 degrees Celsius limit.
Yet banks have financed fossil fuels with more than $1.9 trillion in loans over the past 3 years after the Paris Agreement was adopted. Bank of America is the most egregious, together with JP Chase, Wells Fargo, PNC, SunTrust, and US Bank. Fracked oil and gas financing is also on the rise over the past 3 years, with Wells Fargo and JP Chase the biggest backers of fracking overall.
The injustices don't stop there. The fossil fuel industry has been repeatedly linked to human rights abuses, including violations of the rights of Indigenous, Black, and Brown peoples and other at-risk communities, and continues to face an ever-growing onslaught of lawsuits, resistance, delays, and political uncertainty, as fossil fuel companies are increasingly held accountable for their contributions to climate change. Financing for these companies also poses a growing monetary liability for banks.
On behalf of the young people and adults across North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, the U.S., and the world who have been demanding climate action, we implore you, be a climate justice champion. Stop financing oil, gas, and coal companies. Invest in the economic development of clean, renewable energy envisioned in a new green economy.
Sincerely, Tri-State Pipeline Strike Coalition.